Firefighters are just now being able to get in there and verify that there isn't going to be another concern, but everybody feels pretty good about it. Now we move to the investigation. Our fire marshal's office has begun with some of the interviews. They're going to be staying overnight. They're going to be working through tomorrow to get to the bottom of exactly what happened and how to ensure that we're holding responsible actors accountable. I've spoken with the Coast Guard. They're working to look at the impacts on the waterways, to set up booms. There is some runoff of the materials into the water, and you can see it very much seeping from the area of the fire. There, we all saw the plume. You still, right next to the site is a lot of smoke, even as the different folks are beginning to clear out so that the rest of the scene can be assessed from the inside. So we are continuing the air monitoring. At the very beginning of the incident, around 4 o'clock, one of our permanent air monitors, one of the new air monitors, detected a high reading. When they went to check it and verify, they never saw a high reading of volatile organic compounds again. So far, both in the area and downwind of where the plume was, we have not identified any readings of volatile organic compounds that would be threatening to health. That doesn't mean it's not possible. So we're going to continue monitoring, and the information is linked out of readyharris.org. We have the live map with the readings as they come in. So things are definitely looking up. We're very much on the way out of the response, but we still need the community to stay alert. So if you live in the Channelview area, stay tuned to your local news. Stay watchful until we are able to say this is completely over and done with. And I do want to thank the first responders, Channelview Fire Department, our Sheriff's Office, our Houston Fire Department, who stepped in with a foam truck when ours was under scheduled repairs today. So many neighboring fire departments, of course our Pollution Department, Fire Marshal's Office. It has been a successful operation, and when I'm talking to folks who worked with us for the ITC fire, Chemco, so many of the challenges we've had over the past 2 years, the response has gone about as well as it can be. I did speak to the president of the company. He said, you know, he's going to work with us and cooperate to really get to the bottom of what happened. So I'm pleased to hear that, and they have been very communicative with our fire marshal's office so far. En español, acabo de visitar el área del impacto del incidente. Ya se ha apagado el incendio, pero siempre existe una posibilidad de que se pueda encender nuevamente. No se ha acabado la emergencia, todavía no estamos en el momento de recuperación, porque ya que se ha apagado el incendio que se puede ver, están entrando los bomberos dentro de la planta para ver si hay más posibilidad de que se vuelva a encender. Han seguido cubriendo el área con espuma para minimizar la posibilidad de que se vuelva a incendiar el área. Y también estamos conteniendo los impactos a las aguas. Se está saliendo un poco de los químicos, se ven impactando ya nuestras áreas marítimas. Entonces hablé con representantes de la Guardia Costera que están intentando, trabajando con botes, trabajando con sus procesos, contener esa contaminación. Ya se ha levantado la orden de refugio, de estar en casa, para las comunidades vecinas. Esa orden la emitió el director del Centro de Bomberos de Channelview. Fue una orden preventiva. Preventiva porque no hemos identificado lecturas altas, peligrosas en el aire. Inmediatamente cuando empezó el incendio sí identificamos una muestra que tuvo cantidades altas de químicos, pero ya que fuimos a investigar no se volvió a ver eso. Entonces pudo haber sido simplemente un impacto al monitor en sí. Desde ahí no hemos visto ningunas medidas elevadas, pero seguimos monitoreando, estamos monitoreando tanto en el área como en las áreas donde el viento puede estar llevando el humo que todavía está presente aquí en el área del incidente. Entonces, ese monitoreo está disponible en readyharris.org y seguiremos monitoreando a través de la noche. Nuestro equipo de bomberos del condado ya está haciendo la investigación para entender si hay que poner algún tipo de demanda, algún tipo de acción. Se hará, ya están haciendo las entrevistas esta noche, estarán aquí toda la noche y entrada la mañana. Sí quiero darle las gracias a tantos trabajadores de primera línea, no solo el Departamento de Bomberos de Channelview, sino también departamentos vecinos. El Departamento de Bomberos de la ciudad de Houston nos prestó uno de sus camiones para apagar incendios, ya que el nuestro estaba bajo reparaciones. La oficina del alguacil y obviamente la oficina del Departamento de Bomberos del Condado Harris han trabajado muy fuerte en esto y seguirán aquí. Es algo que no hay que bajar la guardia, entonces a las comunidades vecinas sí, por favor, estén pendientes de los medios, pero ya lo más seguro es que esto ya ha pasado. Simplemente hay que estar alertas de que siempre se puede volver a prender el incendio y hasta ahora están pudiendo entrar al área del incidente. He hablado también con el presidente de la compañía, me ha dicho que está dispuesto a colaborar con nosotros, responder cualquier pregunta, entonces eso se lo agradecemos y sí está colaborando con nuestro departamento de bomberos y de investigaciones, entonces ese es un gran paso. I will give an opportunity for any questions you guys have for Dr. Babin or for Chief Christensen.
You guys made a lot of investments after the ITC fire. Those investments come to fruition in terms of helping you deal with this situation a lot better this time. Can you talk about that?
Yes, we've made a lot of investments and changed the policy to try and get us, for one, air monitoring, understanding what the situation is on a blue sky day so that we can identify an issue that arises, and also so that we can compare the pollution in the atmosphere when there's an incident compared to the normal pollution levels, because we know on a day-to-day basis the air is not perfectly clean. And one of the new air monitors that we purchased was actually the one that detected today, that was able to detect the readings, so we had it up and running. If you'll remember, during the ITC fire, we scrambled, we had to bring contractors from out of town to be able to monitor our air. This time we had it ready. As soon as the fire started, we had a reading. Since then we've continued doing the readings, but we haven't identified any elevated levels that would be of concern to health. The other point is making sure that there's accountability, and that's where our Fire Marshal's office has been authorized by Commissioner's Court to issue subpoenas, use the most of her authority to get at the bottom of what happened. So if there was any foul play or anything that needs to be pursued under the law, that happens. And so she is already using that authority that we've given her as part of our work to hold polluters accountable, to hold any bad actors accountable. So if that becomes necessary, she can use it. And finally, just information for the community. We want to make sure that folks know if they live nearby a facility like this. So, you know, we're going to continue working on the alert systems. We're building more and more air monitors. Obviously, the investment takes time to implement, but we did see some of those results. We purchased a new foam truck, but it was under repair just today, the scheduled repair. So, you know, we were able to use the city of Houston's.
Just, según lo que usted sabe, ¿qué fue lo que salió mal en este drone transfer operation y qué sustancias estaban moviendo?
Lo que me han informado es que uno de los trabajadores estaba transfiriendo un químico y tal vez en cuanto se encendió, lo que tenía que hacer era haber encendido una alarma para que empezara a apagarse el incendio, pero en lugar de eso se alejó, entonces salió de control el incendio que se prendió al momento de transferir este químico. En cuanto a qué químico, no lo sé exactamente, es parte de la investigación y esto es solamente los pedazos que estamos atando, los cabos que estamos atando hasta ahora. Por eso empieza ya la investigación en serio y ahí pues se están haciendo entrevistas, se van a estar haciendo entrevistas a lo largo de la noche, entonces va a progresar la información que tenemos a medida que pasen los días.
Is the fire under control?
Yes, the fire is under control. The technical term we confirm with our fire marshal, it's been put out. But when you speak to the fire marshal experts, the several firefighters I spoke with from various departments, they are not in recovery phase yet because there's always a chance of reignition and they've not gone inside yet. So as I came over here, they were still spreading foam blankets to prevent that possibility. Good news is it hasn't rained. If it had rained, that would thin out the foam blanket. So it's a very small chance, as always, that it could come back. But for all intents and purposes, we feel pretty good. We just have to keep an eye out before we declare 100% victory. Anything to add? No? Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Good evening. Pollution control, as the judge mentioned, pollution control will continue monitoring the air quality throughout the night, but we will also be monitoring the water quality as well, because we do know that some of the runoff went into the receiving streams, and so we're going to be testing that to make sure that we understand what that contains as well.
How many monitors do you have? Stationary monitors? How many? I missed the beginning. I'm sorry. How many are nearby this location?
The nearest location is the River Terrace monitor, which is actually right down Market Street at River Terrace Park.
Is that the one that picked up the signal today?
Yes, it is.
And real quickly, with that information, what do you do with that when you get that?
Well, the information just let us know that there was something that was coming from that location. And so at that point, we started basically monitoring and dispatching so that we knew where to go and send our emergency responders to start monitoring.
Based on what said earlier that your monitoring did not find anything, that led to a safety concern. Is that it? Did you feel that way?
Correct. Everything was pretty aloft, high and aloft and not in the respiratory range, and so we did not make any detections of the equipment that we were using.
Can we get your name, please?
Dr. Latrice Babin, I'm the Director of Harris County Pollution Control Services.
Chief Christensen, do you have anything to add?
Laurie Christensen, Harris County Fire Marshal. As the judge stated, we will remain out here throughout the night. We're going to make sure the community is protected. Our investigators will stay out here. We will have our hazmat team out tomorrow monitoring as we go, start digging through the fire and doing our investigation. So we're here for the community, and we will remain out here with Dr. Babin's team and pollution control. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you all so much. Thank you, Dr.